All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you next. No. uh, All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Brian. I'm here with Israel and Juan. We're here to just do story time.
Story time.
Little story time.
Before bedtime and shit? Hell yeah.
Yeah. So our man Israel, he went to Europe this year. Maybe you could.
Yeah, man.
How did that go?
It was pretty good. Had the chance to be a judge or juror at the finals for the Wacken Metal Battle.
Too?
Yeah, executioner.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I wish some of those bands fucking... I mean, no.
Of
course not.
He wasn't invited back.
First and last time. Yeah, there we go.
No, I was lucky enough to be asked to be a juror at the finals for the Wacken Metal Battle in Germany this year at the Wacken Open Air, which was pretty phenomenal. It was a good time. But it was fucking cool, man. It was the first time being a juror there, after being at the festival as a fan and as a fucking hellraiser for 8 years. You know, I got invited this time, so it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you next. No.
Quick and easy.
As far as the big bands that you were going there to see, which ones were you most stoked on?
So primarily for me, I wanted to see Behemoth, definitely Scorpions, because that's, you know, you got to see Scorpions in Germany. I hadn't seen them in Germany since 2012, and those two are primarily the ones I wanted to see. Of course, Amon Amarth. I wanted to check out Violence. I missed Violence, and a few others. Hyrax, which was one of the ones, you know, our friends who I got to see this time too. So there was a few of them that I wanted to kind of see. This time was a little different for me because it was kind of like a job, you know, at least the first couple of days.
You couldn't get blackout drunk like
every other time. I actually had to stay sober for half the day. So this time around, it was the final was 30 bands spaced out over two days, which was Wednesday and Thursday, the first couple of days of the festival. So we got there on Tuesday and kind of got ready, and then, you know, starting Wednesday and Thursday, it was pretty much from early in the morning, from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. the first day, about 19 bands that we got to see.
Goddamn, that's
which
a lot.
was fucking...
Dude, that's a grind.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a grind. I wasn't expecting that. It was really cool because all the people from different countries that were jurors as well kind of welcomed me in really well. It was kind of cool. This time around, I was representing, you know, the country of Mexico, which we'd helped out with doing the metal battles in Mexico last year in TJ. So they gave me the nod to kind of go and help them out since they couldn't make it out this time. And having a little bit of experience doing that, and then some experience doing the metal battle with you and you know, here in the U.S. So,
yeah.
You know, that kind of helped me and gave me a bit of a notion of what we were kind of in for, but I wasn't expecting to be there for those bands.
Yeah,
I mean, it was 2 stages. And there's bands going on every 20 minutes in each stage. So one would get done, 5-minute break, and the other one. So you're talking from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., 19 bands you got to look at. And you kind of have to write notes of what you're looking at and what you're kind of, you know, liking, what you're not liking. A lot of different things that you kind of look for. One of the things you kind of want to stay away from is just liking the bands of the style of music that you like, you know. Like if you only like thrash or death or certain type of stuff, you kind of have to put that out of your head a little bit.
Yeah, you can't be biased about it. Yeah.
Exactly, you have to kind of give the bands an overall score.
See, I don't know if I could do that. Like new metal.
Yeah, exactly right. So there's the bands that are out there that are kind of strange, but you have to look at the overall performance. You have to look at what they do on stage. If whatever they have previously recorded, you know, actually is fairly represented on stage, do they pull it off music-wise, stage presence, stuff like this that sometimes you kind of don't pay attention to because, oh man, this band plays thrash and they're fucking pretty badass. Well, you have to take that into account, but you have to take into account the other bands that are not the style of music that you like. And the weird thing is, I mean, there's 30 different bands from like almost 30 different countries. They all bring a sort of a weird different style sometimes to their performance. So it was a bit of a challenge, but I mean, overall, it was a good experience to kind of get yourself out of the mindset of just listening to what you
one thing,
like
yeah.
and objectively, you know, grade these bands on performance and on merit and you got to take this kind of thing a little, I mean, definitely seriously, because you got to think about these bands, man. They've been doing metal battles for last year, and some of these guys are coming from the U.S., from from South America, from China. Some of these bands from the Philippines, and it's a huge fucking undertaking for these guys to actually make it to the metal battle. I mean, to win the metal battle in their country is a lot of money they got to spend.
Yeah.
And then they have to get to Germany on their own merits.
The
travel and everything. So you want to make sure that you do them justice by actually paying attention to what they're doing.
Do they get like a place to like sleep?
Yeah, with us in the campground.
So they don't have to pay for lodging, but they do have to pay for travel.
Exactly. Yeah, they basically they have a specific area where we all camp, where all the bands and the VIP and whatever, all the people camp at, and you're camping there from, in our case, from Tuesday till the end of the festival. In their case, they can take off after Friday, which is when the winners announced, but it is a long haul for a lot of these guys. From some of the bands from Guatemala and from all these other countries that are coming from super far away. So you got to give them that sort of respect to actually listen to what they're doing.
Yeah.
And pay attention to what they're doing and grade them accordingly to what you think is appropriate. So it was a good experience.
Any shout outs or anything that stood
Man,
out?
I mean, some good bands that really stood out. I mean, especially the winners. The number one band wasn't in my top 5, to be honest. It wasn't my thing. It was a band from Denmark called Dust. The second place winner was Aquila, a band from, I believe it's from Poland, which is like a speed thrash metal kind of weird band that had like a space theme kind of thing. Almost reminded me a little bit of, what are these guys from Arizona? Vector, but more heavy metal.
Oh,
okay. More high pitched, like heavy metal. They were fucking amazing. They were a rad ass band. They had a lot of energy, and one of the weird, curious kind of things was the band from China, which was, it got third place. They weren't in my top 5 either, but they had traditional like Chinese dress on. They had a really cool stage setup, and they had a very, very not weird, but very unusual way of doing their songs, which to me was just, I just didn't quite get it, but I guess the other judges got it. So, they were kind of a surprising band. Another band that was really good, the band from Colombia. They were fucking amazing, really good fucking death thrash kind of band. A lot of thrash metal bands I saw this year, which was really cool. A lot of young thrash metal bands. There was a band, I believe, from Romania. There was a couple other ones one from the Ukraine, which is like kind of like a Sodom clone. These guys were probably 18, 19 at the oldest, or some other kids that were super young. They were playing like straight up fucking crazy thrash metal. So for me, it was really surprising to see, such young bands playing like Sodom Creator style kind of thrash metal, and that they actually won their country's competition playing that sort of style. Yeah. So that was cool. I liked it. Yeah.
That's rad. Is the scoring kind of similar to what we did here?
It's semi-similar. The only thing is basically over there you get to see all the bands. You have to see all the bands to be able to grade them all or qualify them or whatever. And the scoring system's done online after the last band plays on the second day.
Okay.
And you only grade the top. You only basically grade the top 5 in your group. So the top 5 that you feel are necessary are the ones that get the grading from 1 to 5.
Oh, you don't grade every single band?
No,
that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that would take forever. Yeah,
that would be impossible.
Otherwise, your brain just could burn out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I made notes on all the bands just to kind of refresh your memory, because after 19 bands the first day and then another 11 bands the second day, you're like, dude, what the hell? What band was this? I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
This band from fucking Guatemala, I don't even know what they played, or the band from the U.S. or whatever. So you do your top 5 and you grade those on a scale from 1 to 5, and pretty much that's where the which I think makes it a little fairer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
it makes it a little easier for the guys towards the end, and it was a huge undertaking for the team down there at the Wacken Open Air. I mean, the guys who handle the metal battle are kind of apart from the rest of the festival, because they handle the metal battle and that's it. They don't get involved with anything else. And Sasha and Salman and a couple of other dudes there that are just fucking working their asses off to make sure that all the bands sound fucking tight. And the sound there is just, it's amazing. I mean, what they do with the sound there is, especially for these bands that, you know, they get the same treatment, the same backline that, you know, Scorpions or Behemoth or Korn or anybody's going to get in that festival, which to me is you know, it's cool that they give them that respect and they give the choice and they give them top gear, they give them good sound and you know, it's pretty cool what they do there with this sort of contest. For me, is an eye opener to see it all kind of like from the behind the scenes, and it was a really good experience, you know. Plus, fucking good beer. What are you gonna say?
No, it's cool because you go a lot, right? Like you've been going a lot, so
Yeah,
for this time to be a judge it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it gave me a new perspective of how the festival kind of runs behind the scenes, and just to see we got access to behind the stage and some of the stages, and you see the amount of just infrastructure that this
thing, a lot of moving parts.
It's insane, man. Like, I mean, think of a Kiss concert with, you know, 25 big rigs. This place has got, you know, 340, and you see the forklifts running around with like tons of kegs, and you see the production teams just running around, and it's amazing that they pull this off without a hitch the way they do. And then for a metal band to come from all these different places and to actually play at a place like this. And one of the things that I noticed was that some of these bands were starting at 11 a.m. and they had 300 or 400 people watching them, you know, which is cool because fuck, man, you get
you go there all the way band. There's only 2 people.
Your own band here locally, you get, you know, 3 or 4, and you're lucky if your buddies show up. Over there, people are actually interested in watching the metal battle bands. I mean, it wasn't even just like their homies; it was actually people from the festival who got up and say, "Hey, let's check out some of the new shit." You know, see what's. So for me, it was really surprising that so many people were getting up super early to catch these bands and actually give them some support, which, you know, it helps them out. You know, it makes it worth it for them.
It gives them confidence, and it makes a better experience for them.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know.
All right. Well, anything else to add to it?
I was happy to be there, man. It was it was cool to see, you know, some of my friends too, like Eric from Hellsod, and he was the judge from the U.S. and guys from Cascade Effect who did a really good job from the U.S.
Yeah, I did watch their live stream.
And it was cool that the festival actually live streamed like
they did,
a lot of the metal battle, you know, online, so people could world over could fucking check it out, and it was cool to meet some of the bands that I met. You know, some of the guys from the Philippines, from the Ukraine. You know, some of the judges that I met. It was really cool to see how like all the bands were really friendly with each other. You know, it's kind of like battle of the bands. It seems to be like a battle between bands, but it wasn't. It really was just like a fuck yeah, man. Let's party.
Mutual support.
Exactly, mutual support, which a lot of times you don't see, and it's one of those things that it kind of reminds you, oh shit, that's what it's all about. You know? It's about everybody fucking pushing forward. One of the things that a lot of people ask me, hey man, is it worth it to do the fucking Wacken Metal Battle for bands or whatever? It's like, dude, it's only worth it depending on what you want to put into it. You know, it's not gonna get you fucking signed to Metal Blade or Century Media unless you make the work. You know, you have to go there, you have to play well. And the cool thing about the area where the bands congregate afterwards, and there's industry people there, so you basically get to hook up with this guy from this label or this PR firm or whatever, and they make appointments with all the bands and they talk to them, and whoever they like, they start picking them up and they offer shows and they do this. So part of it is that too, which is kind of like networking too.
Yeah.
So
to bring your A game when it comes to that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So be prepared to actually, you know,
do some work.
I mean, it is what it is. Nothing's gonna fall in your lap, and this is one of those things that, you know, it's not gonna fall in your lap. You have to work at it, and the cool thing is there's still a lot of bands who want to invest in their own bands, who want to fucking work hard and who want to make it work, and this is only like a tool that kind of helps them get their name out a little more and you know, help them fucking take their band as far as they want to do. You know, you're only gonna go as far as you want to.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna fucking carry you by the hand. So pretty cool that there's still places like this who want to give these smaller bands a kind of like a fucking pedestal. So hey, fuck, here it is. Do your shit and then keep working, keep hitting it, and I'm very thankful that I was part of it for this time around. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds pretty sick.
Mhm.
If it looks like we're all hot and sweaty, it's because we fucking are. It's hot as fuck
That's what
today.
we're
and
drinking, dude.
We have a hot light here, and we had to turn the fan off because it's noisy. But
Yeah, it's cool.
I appreciate
What-
you sharing.
Yeah.
man.
What keeps bringing you back to Wacken though? Like, what would be like the main thing?
For me, I mean, at least in my case, you know, we've been to shows everywhere, pretty much in the U.S. and Mexico and whatever. It's more of a family kind of feeling, even though you're sitting there with fucking 120,000 people or however many there are there. It's a very chill festival. Everybody's super friendly. You know, you don't see fights. Everybody's pretty much. You're not gonna get your shit stolen if you leave it in the tent. At least in my case, I've been going there for years, and I leave everything there except for wallet, cell phone, and keys, and my passport. Never had an issue with that. You know, it's very well organized for the size of the festival. It is. It's super well organized. They have good facilities. You have showers. You have toilets. You have beer. You have food. You have everything there that you need. The sound is impeccable, and the people are there super friendly. Like they find out you're coming from fucking America or wherever, and they kind of go, fuck man, they celebrate you. They give you a beer and say, fuck yeah, thank you for coming this far for this festival. So it's not the best lineup every year, of course, but I think the lineup aside, the camaraderie and the friendliness and the family kind of vibe you get from the people there, it's something that I've never experienced other than the Metal Swap Meet.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's fucking weird because you go to any fucking other show and you got people with attitudes and you see fights and you see that. You go there, man. There's none of that. You know, it's just it's a weird, special kind of place, and you know that's what keeps me going back. You know, it's not stressful. It's never stressful. You know, you go to Ozfest, dude, you're fucking stressed the fuck out half the time. You know?
Oh yeah, $12 bottled waters and shit like
Dude,
that.
exactly. You know, over there, dude, the water's free.
Yeah.
The water's free. I mean, the beer is still $6.
Yeah.
And you can bring your own beer to the campgrounds, your own food, whatever. You don't have to consume there. I mean, once you're inside the actual festival grounds,
Yeah.
you do. But you can bring your own, dude. You can bring your own fucking big ass motorhome there, park it there for 5 days, and just live there if you want. Not see one band if you don't want to, and just party in the campground. So
That's awesome.
it's
That's cool.
you know it's a very different from what we have here, and it's a weirdly special place. That's the way I see it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, appreciate you sharing, dude. Sounds like you had a good time.
Thanks, man.
Maybe you could send me some photos and I'll put them up here if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
On the video.
Make it better again.
Yeah.
Here.
All right. For Israel, Juan, I'm Brian. See you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Fuck, I'm sweating right now.